single one of you, and by a single one I mean one. Hey there. How's it going? For everybody here, that is... Oh, there we are. Hey, I'm figuring it out slowly but surely. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Outlaw Radio Episode 4. I am trying out this new-to-me software to try to make it look a little bit less like some dumb hobo in his basement just trying to, get some words out into the universe, which is really all I'm doing anyway, but I am trying to get some words out into the universe. Hello. If this is your first time here, which I don't know why it would be, because I'm quite honestly just, relying on all the people who know me to give me some love and some support here. But if this is your first time here, I am the Outlaw Knight. I am I'm a fine young fella. No, not, neither young nor fine. I'm the Outlaw Knight. I've been a professional wrestler since 1995. I've been a geek even longer than that. I've had the privilege of wrestling all across the country, of Canada, into the United States and Japan. I'm also a self-published author with a number of books you can find at the links below. So if you like anything I've got to say and want to read a little bit more about it, please hit the linkies. They're available on Kindle, paperback, and hardcover, and eventually on audiobook for the one person who likes to keep giving me crap for not doing more reading and more recording. So that's all right. Can I turn up the audio input? Can you hear me now? How about now? Is this better? I may have been just a little bit far away from the mic at that point. 1 second here. Scotty, can you hear me any better? At least I know somebody's here. Hey, buddy. And we're back. I also just need a new mic, so that's okay. We'll go with this for now. We'll see how it's going. Tonight's episode is going to be a little different. Actually, it's only my fourth one, so they're all a little different. I spent the first one obviously talking about wrestling, the second one talking about writing and reading. Last week I talked about fitness and nutrition, which if you can take one look at my jowly face, you're probably wondering why. But there we go. Thanks, son. I appreciate you. All right, so here's the deal. I realize, as we're out in the world right now, and we're on YouTube, specifically, I'll figure out the other platforms later, but since we're on YouTube currently right now, and it is a fine collection of, people who have, wonderful stories and positivity and wanting to show themselves off, and you've got Aussie Man, and you've got all kinds of wonderful sports recaps, you've got people playing Dungeons & Dragons and all that other wonderful, wonderful, wonderful positive stuff. But let's be real. It is oftentimes a cesspool of negativity and frustration and more. Just scrolling through YouTube before I got on here. Hey, buddy. Scrolling through YouTube before I got on live. The number of things I saw from, asshats like Greg Gutfeld and, the Turning Point USA crowd and going and watching, some video streams. It's just, it is an ongoing shitstorm of negativity. And it's not exclusively an online thing, but let's be real. In the advent of online stuff, what used to be just in like the hidden corners of the web or, spoke about only in the quiet moments, between a couple of people in a locker room or whatever. It's just such a much more commonplace these days. And that's not new, and that's not, even really surprising, right? Negativity surrounds us. Negativity is, to use a Star Wars reference, with negativity being the power of the dark side, it is not stronger. It is not more powerful, but it is quicker to join you in a fight. It is quicker to take advantage of your emotions, and it is quicker to give you that burst of energy you need to say or do something terrible in response to what is sometimes a terrible, awful thing. But it is so easy for that stuff to overwhelm us. And honestly, and I'm trying to be honest right now with this whole thing, what you're seeing right here, I am the Outlaw Knight, but I'm trying not to be performative when I do these. This last few years, but specifically this last few months, has been challenging in a whole stream of ways, some of which, if you know, you know, and if you don't, well, this isn't the forum for it. Hey, 8984M, good to see you. Thank you for coming by, my friend. Thanks for checking it out. Please check out the links below. And spread the word and spread the love. I appreciate you all. People coming over from Ken's show on the Blathering and the Force Center side too. Right after making Force Center reference. Where was I? Authenticity, yes. But I'm not trying to fake it. This is just me. This is just me in my basement next to my furnace, next to my Star Wars shrine of books and collectibles, next to my old Roddy TV, next to the taped off corner where a 17-year-old is going to be staying over Christmas. It's my stepson, it's fine. Negativity has been very easy to dwell in and has been very easy to infiltrate all of our minds and all of our lives and every aspect of our being, to the point where I think we forget the power of, well, at the risk of sounding ridiculous, the power of positivity. I wrote down a few notes for a change. I'm not actually going in here completely off the dome. So I do want to check in on a few things here, but yeah. The truth is, it is just so easy to be negative and to feel the weight of the world in your heart and in your mind. And sometimes it seems like, it's your only option, right? It's the only way through. You figure the only way you can deal with your negativity is by taking that negativity and throwing it onto somebody else, or throwing it into other places in the world. Whether that's, in person, more and more commonly in person now we see that. But obviously we see it online and we see it in literary groups all the time, right? It's, there's just so many. Let me give you an example that's going to happen right now. For a sporting reference, for a sporting reference, my Winnipeg Jets, my beloved Winnipeg Jets, have just lost a game in a shootout to the Montreal Canadiens. Both teams not doing too great so far this season. But the narrative online and in, the local sports groups and things like that has been the fact that without our lead goaltender, the Jets have no hope and they're not playing well and we can't score outside of our first line. And yes, while there are facts and those are figures that back up those claims, it does not justify the ongoing swell and shitstorm of negativity that you find in every one of the comment sections, that you find in every one of those podcasts, and you find in every one of those stories and groups. Like, I love the guys on the Hebrew Hockey Hour. I love the guys on the Illegal Curve Radio. I think you do a great job. But even you guys are not immune to, being negative about how our team is doing. And I get it. Your job is to try to be objective. But objectivity is different than, these guys are terrible and they can't do it without these things. And I think that is, negativity breeds negativity. It does not ever find a solution for anything. So that's an example. We see that in the sporting world all the time. You're going to see it every guy that's out there, every guy or girl, every person that's out there who has an NFL stream where they, do a live showing of their team and how they're doing. I'm speaking specifically of a couple of guys here. The guys, Brendan Perna's a good one. Urinating Tree is another good one. Those guys are great. The difference between the two that I find is that Perna can be very positive towards his team, even when he's being objective. He will not shit on his team. He will shit on plays. He'll shit on the refs. He will not shit on his team. However, Tree, I love his This Week in Sports Ball recaps, which you can find here on YouTube. This Week in Sports Ball by Urinating Tree. Those are some of the best recaps of the NFL every week. Excuse me. But his go-to is negativity. He feeds off the negativity. And I understand for the algorithm-wise why you do it. I certainly understand, that by giving into the rage and by giving into that level of, vitriol, you are drawing that to you. People are looking online specifically for a like-minded soul who's going to have the same shitty, uninformed opinion about things as you do. And I'm not saying Tree is necessarily uninformed, but he is definitely opinionated. And that opinion tends to be, these guys suck, these guys are terrible, this whole franchise is garbage, oh my God, why do I even bother? By and large. And that's not helpful. I don't even mean for the team. I don't mean for the team or for the viewers. I mean, it's not helpful for you, for right here, for up here. I'll go on. Like, hate is so easy. Thank you, Brandalorian. Hate is so easy. Talked about it before. I understand. Being a fan of Big Market Tree, I can't watch tree vids. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, Brady. That's cool. But I think you get what I'm saying, right? Those are just for examples. Now, since I've got some, members of the Star Wars Club in here, let's talk about movies and pop culture, and let's talk about, or as Ken would say, pop culture is culture, right? Let's talk about all the negativity you find in that space, and I don't care if it's movies, TV shows, anime, gaming, comics. I just said gaming, but video games specifically. One of my see, you're getting the real me. One of my favorite people that I like to follow online, and I'm not a Call of Duty fan. I'm not a big live stream gamer or stream follower, but I love watching the reels of a young lady by the name of Sasky. If you know who Sasky is, she does Call of Duty streams. She's a Saskatchewan lady, a good fine Canadian girl, who goes online, goes on Twitch, and just streams Call of Duty. But she'll take her clips and she'll post them up online, and I know she does it to expose the type of Gamergate bullshit that still happens online, but holy good God, crispy Christ, rode no horse, goddamn, I've never heard so many unfuckable dweebs in the comments with the shit that they think it's okay to say to her or any other woman. I know, Michael, no glasses. I know, I can't see. Where's it going? We see it in the comments all the time, and not to be Brendan Lee Mulligan and getting in the comments, but how many chat threads do you guys go through, guys and girls go through on a daily basis, where all you want to do is just to troll back at these clowns for some of the hateful, misogynistic, racist, homophobic bullshit they're saying. And the worst part about it is, and we've been saying this since the old message board days, and the old guys in the Meat Farm Moondog board will know what I'm talking about when I say that, and that's a very inside Winnipeg wrestling reference. The level of negativity and shit that went on there from a whole bunch of fuckwits who wouldn't have the stones to look you in the eye and say these things. It's staggering. It's staggering. And the worst part about it is we are all guilty of it. And I'm not calling you guys out for it. I'm calling myself out for it. To this day, I have a hard time watching my favorite thing, or, reading my favorite review, or, skimming over something on Instagram and not, finding something, that's some shit poster had said, and, having to put up the glasses and give a whole bunch of facts and call them out, or even worse, just be an asshole back. Maybe just because I'm, rounding the corner on 50 years old. Maybe it's because I'm hitting a point in my life where a lot of things are coming to an end. Certain career paths are changing. My little girl is not quite such a little girl anymore. My wrestling career is slowly winding down. Not quite yet, but it's slowly winding down. I'm finding that as I get to the end of some things, that I don't want to be sour or bitter about any of it. What I want is for it to be joyful. I want, at the risk of being all Chris Van Vliet, I do want to have gratitude for my life. And while it's easy on one level to say, hey, I am grateful here, I'm grateful to wake up every day, I'm grateful to have health and, my family and people that love me, etc. And I've talked about that in episode 0. I do think it's very important to remember that while, yes, it's overly simplified to say being positive is a choice, because we also know about mental health struggles and imbalances and things like that. I'm not talking about that. But being positive does start here. It starts with me. It starts with looking at the man in the mirror, the person in the mirror, and saying, no matter what is thrown at me today, no matter how hard it is, I will allow the negativity to hit me. I will allow it to wash over me. I will allow myself to feel the way I need to feel. Whether that's, means I need to have a cry, or I need to rage, or I need to go to the gym and like work that anxiety out at 9:30 at night, which I certainly did last night. Or whether it's like, I got hit with a wave of it and I sat down on my couch and I cried for a good 10 minutes today. Take that in your pipe or smoke it. Just killed my wrestling image, I'll tell you. But the truth is, yeah, thank you. Hey, thank you, Brenda Lauren. It's very kind of you to say. Basically, all I'm really saying for sure tonight, and what I want to get out there, is the fact that in a world of negativity, in a world of racism and fascism and fear and power and having people that think it's okay to launch missiles at boats for helpless people in the middle of the ocean, for people to think that it's okay to invade other people's countries and take what isn't theirs simply because they want their oil or they want their land or their dicks are so teeny tiny that they, it's the only way they know how to cope with things. For people who think that, who are so inadequate in their own lives and so fearful that they figure the only way they can improve themselves is by cutting down others and by taking from them. In a world like that, it is more important than ever for this guy to be a better person. For this guy to be a better person so I can be a better person for that guy and that girl and those people and my dog and my daughter and everybody. And for a while now, I've said very strongly that, we're no good to anybody else unless we're good to ourselves first. Today was a hard day to remember that. But by remembering that and by taking the negativity in, feeling it, and then releasing it and choosing to be positive afterwards, I think at the end of the day, I think that's the only way forward. And I want to leave with something that I don't know if I don't know who said it or if it's ever been said by anybody else, but it does come down to the same thing that, nothing ever was created from negativity. Nothing ever. The only time things were created is from positive feelings and positive actions as a result of other people's negativity. This world is a good and beautiful place full of many good and beautiful people, of which every single one of you that's here right now, you are one of them, and I love you for it. I'm sorry to hear that, Heather. We're here for you. If you need help, reach out to the people who can help you. Help the helpers, find the helpers. If we can be better people for ourselves, if we can be better people for ourselves first, then we can be better people for the world. One of my favorite quotes from Angel the series. It's the episode Epiphany, and I'm going to fuck it up, but it's shit. What was it? Basically comes down to the fact, I know actually it's from season 4. Anyways, I'm being nerdy here. From Angel the series, at some point in time, Angel says to his team, we act as if the world is the way it should be so that we can show it how it can be. It's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. We're never going to be perfect. But I think we can be better. And we only get better together. So, my goal for myself is the next time I'm, I don't know, say reading one of the chat threads under a Fort Center video, and I'm seeing a bunch of shitheads shit posting on there about Ray being a Mary Sue or whatever. I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna engage. What's the one from The Last Jedi? You know, we don't fight. We don't win by hating. We only win by defending those we love, or something like that. Rustico said it. Somebody will get the quote for me, and that's all good. Anyway, this is a bit of a ramble I've had on here tonight, and it's not very smooth, it's not very logical right now. And I want these to be more smooth and more logical going forward. I do want to thank everyone that showed up here today. I really, 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 really appreciate it. It's good. We don't win by fighting what we hate. We win by fighting for what we love. Thank you, Brandon Lorian. I knew having all these nerds in chat would help me out. You guys are great. All right, so I didn't want to go very long tonight. I just had a couple of things I wanted to say, and that's been pretty much it. And apparently, I just wanted to bare my soul a little bit too, which is hope that's fine. Gonna have a little protein. Next week I'm out of town. Now that doesn't mean I'm necessarily not going to do a show. I may pre-tape something, or I may come on here for a couple of minutes and do a quick hit, and we'll see. I am hopeful though, as we go into the holiday season, that I'll get a better handle on how this whole streaming thing works, because I'm really hoping to start having actual conversations with people on here. I like having a monologue. A monologue is good. Thank you, brother. Having a monologue is good. I really do. I appreciate that. But I think it's more fun for me to have somebody here in the window with me to chat with. Maybe I'll get to the point where I can figure out how to do the, anybody that wants to just call in and talk, we can do that. But more like what I'm going to do off the start is I've got a couple people in my life from the wrestling world, the fitness world, the literary world, the creative world, possibly music side, who knows, who have agreed to have conversations with me. And I think they're pretty dope people, and I think they're great. So hopefully you'll stick around and enjoy those chats. Eventually, I'll maybe get to the point where I turn this into like a podcast as well for people to just download and listen to, if that's your kink. I don't know. I don't know why I said kink. That's, hey, no judgment. It's all good. I'd also like you, whether you say it here or where you do it in the comments afterwards, let me know if there is stuff you'd like me to talk about, because I come on here with the desire to share, but I also want to have the discussion. So if there's something you have a question, or not necessarily about me or wrestling or whatever, but about whatever that you think would be fun for us to investigate and to explore, cool. I'm down with that. Yeah, I may be an outlaw with a hat and chaps when I get into the ring, but when I do outlaw radio here, I want it to be more, fuck the rules. We're here to share some love and some fun. I think that's the goal. So yeah, next week I'm probably going to do a pre-tape. It may not be very long, but I'll put something up here for anybody who's interested. Excuse me. Hey, we're live, baby. We're live. I'm also hoping, and I was talking about it before, if anybody's interested, I've now got a setup here where I can actually get some video transfer from, wait for it, my VHS library. So I'm hoping, if there's any interest, to be able to do some matches from the vault. I can't guarantee the video quality. I can't guarantee anything like that. But I'm hoping, if I'm going to do... What exactly is nougat? Well, that's a callback to another stream. Google's your friend. So if anybody's interested, I'm thinking maybe Monday or Tuesday might, not next week, but going forward might be, wrestling matches from the vault. And it's going to be very self-obsessed, because they're going to be my matches. Stuff that I probably haven't seen in 15 years, because they're on VHS, so why would I have them uploaded? If anybody's interested in those, I'll put them up on my YouTube on a different day. I'd appreciate some likes and some checking of them out, and feel free to make fun of them. If they're shitty, maybe I'll do a special section where I come on here and I'll play it, and I'll comment about how shitty they are or not. You might see some familiar faces that on there if you're a wrestling fan of the world today, from guys who got their start and around the time that I was already active here in the Winnipeg wrestling scene. So that's that plan. I'm also quietly working on maybe doing, taking the War on Dad blog, which I also do, which I was doing literally, in a literary fashion, I mean, and starting to turn into a video stream thing. Probably wouldn't do like a long-winded sort of, take a look at my whole gym routine thing. I'm not Sam Sulik or anything like that. And also, I get self-conscious when I've got the camera out in the gym. That's just, you know what I mean? But if anybody's interested in that, I might start doing that weekly or bi-weekly. Just, hey, here's what I worked on this week. Here's sort of the stuff I was eating today. If there's any interest in that, let me know, and maybe I can put those up as well. But the goal is going to try to be, like I said, Outlaw Radio, Wednesday nights primarily. Again, I'm probably going to pre-tape if I do anything for next week. If for whatever reason I don't do anything, I'll give a note out for all of you to know as soon as possible. And so that's going to be it. I want to thank all of you guys for joining in and chatting and listening to me ramble and having my emotional times. I really appreciate that. If you like what you see, please tell your friends. If you really like what you see, there's a tip jar. And I understand if you don't want to, that's totally fine. There's no pressure. I'm doing this for me and to get my my YouTube hours, my watch hours up, and get my video content up. And actually get more practice, because I just like doing this stuff. If you are interested in the stuff that I've written, the link's down below to Amazon. Yeah, I know. But it's the platform for books. It's called what it is. You can get my books there in an ebook, paperback or hardcover copy. There's a link down there below for that. Go to my Pro Wrestling Tees site if you want to have the Outlaw spread across your chest. Ladies. Sorry, that's terrible. You can next see me in action for Blaze Pro Wrestling, the best goddamn heavyweight in all of Canada. Will be in action once again, defending the provincial/real Canadian champion. I will be defending against young up-and-coming rookie by the name of The White Snake. Oh yeah, that's exactly what you think it is. That's going to be good. When that entire show goes up online, I'll make sure to link it up on here for everybody as well. For anybody who's interested, that will be my last match of 2025. And then we'll see what the new year brings as far as wrestling goes. Maybe I'll do some traveling. We'll see. I just hope to get back and doing a regular weekly training session will be good. And yeah, there's a Patreon page on there. I'm still just dipping my toe in the water on that one, Brandon Lauren. But if that was something you're interested in, let me know. I have no idea what I would do for extras at that point in time. So I'm still just trying to get this figured out. I'm just trying to get this started. But thank you, everybody, for checking this out. Thank you, everyone, for your time. Thank you for letting me ramble and be vulnerable. Sometimes I spit and I snarl. If you're still here, Scotty, you know how rough I can be when I need to be. Never mistake my kindness for weakness. Never let negativity overrun your better judgment. And for the love of God, be kind to somebody, starting with yourself. Lots of love. I'm Adam Knight, and thanks for watching.